Welcome back to Online Darts, everyone. We are here in the studio and Dev's dropped by. Dev, not seen you since the World Cup. How's tricks?
It's been really good. I mean, it's been busy, non-stop since the World Cup. It's been, everything else. It's dartboard maths, IDSL, ACT, ADG, setting up everything, Modus. I'm playing Modus in the coming couple of days. So it's been fantastic. Can't complain.
You must have been delighted with the form that you showed in the World Cup. There was glimpses of vintage Dev.
Yeah, I mean, just playing towards it. I always wanted to get back to the PDC stage. It's where you want to be as a player. And I felt as though when I won the qualifier, I wasn't playing my best in South Africa, but I got through the qualifier. Just pure experience, pure grit, and just pure passion and purpose. And then when I got there, I got to the stage, right? And you feel as though I can't remember who I told, and I was speaking to Cameron as well, and I just said, like, this is what it is about. Like, you wanna, if you've played on the stage, you wanna be on there all the time. And I felt as though me returning to the stage was almost a rubber stamp to say that I still got the fire in the belly. I still feel as though I can perform. And I was just excited to be back on, and I'm glad that it showed.
Created headlines as well. Your little tiff with Team Northern Ireland. Now I know you didn't get to speak about it at the time, obviously, but you did on social. You had your say and so on. Were you disappointed when you heard those comments?
Yeah, it's as dart players, we travel all the time. So I feel as though because I'm off the tour, they felt as though they could say what they want to do because there was not going to be any kind of backlash or talk back or whatever. I think the crazy part is, right, we celebrated them on the stage. We celebrated them when they came off the stage. We saw them at the hotel. We had jokes with them, spoke about the event, spoke about the game, said, listen, the possibilities of you winning is real. So understand that the next steps, make it count, make it your World Cup is what we said. Josh and Daryl was celebratory towards us, Cameron playing so well, myself saying, listen, we miss you on tour and all of that stuff. You get back home to the hotel, you see these headlines. And I was almost like, number one, cowardly. I felt like it was a coward move because I was stood right in front of you, could have said it to my face. Number two is, there should be a player etiquette. Is when you talk nonsense on stage and you're speaking to a global audience, and it's the World Cup, so it is the global audience. What Joshua Rock was saying about being disrespectful, I've only been respectful to everybody that I've played against and played with and competed against, even Josh Rock. And it feels as though there's a slight big-headedness that came through at that point. And I don't know if it's emotion, because we've seen a lot of players go through that and stress and obviously things and placed on them and pressure. And I wanted to win for South Africa. There was no way that I wasn't going to give it my all, right? And there was comments made by Daryl Gurney saying, yeah, he spoke all the time on the stage. It's a pairs game. There's 4 people on the stage. The only way that I'm going to make the player that is partnered with me comfortable, I told him, listen to my voice. I didn't speak to Daryl Gurney or to Josh Rock and say, you're going to play bad or kind of disrupt their game. If you're listening to me as well, that's on you. You got your team. And they were also doing the exact same. So I don't know how they went, oh, we won, but he was so disrespectful. If I was on the stage and they said it, I would have called, like, I would have said some stuff that, yeah. But I think in the end, I mean, Josh Rock came with the attitude he wanted to win. He came with that almost, I'm going to say arrogance, but not in a bad way.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, so he came with that confidence, let me call it that, the confidence, because he's been playing well. Daryl Gurney obviously didn't know how he had it in the game because it's his first return. He's playing as a seed. Generally, I mean, the first time we competed, we sent him packing, him and Brendan Dolan. So he was a bit panicky. And I know that they also said in the back, Daryl said that he told Josh Rock, this is Devon's game. This is how Devon's going to play. So I think that he built Josh Rock up with this kind of almost aggression and all of that stuff, where it wasn't my fault. And then when they were talking about throwing water on their darts, to understand to throw water 3 meters away from where I'm stood. Listen, if I was throwing water that good, I wish it was my dart so that I would have been in the final and not them. So yes, I think that there was a lot that went wrong. I messaged Daryl, I called him a few names, but I congratulated him as well. Because we have a relationship like that. And I felt quite, it was a silly moment for them to do it, and I think that they could have, if they worded it differently and they said, you know what, we wanted to win because we wanted to win for Northern Ireland. That would have been a lot more tasteful than Devon was disrespectful, because, yeah, there's no reason for me to be respecting you on a stage if you're my opponent. I respect the game rules, I respect everything else, but we opponents, I'm there to rip your head off. I didn't do anything to impede your game. I didn't do anything to impede your name or reputation. You did all of that, so it showed a bit of the level or the lack of class from Team Northern Ireland.
Have you spoken to them since?
No, I'm actually seeing Dal going tonight, so I can't actually wait to see him, and I'll have words, but it won't be strong words. I'll speak my mind, which I have already. But yeah, he said thank you on the WhatsApp, and we had a few words before that, but it'll be the first time that I see him. I think that the one thing that players must be reminded, right, is that you come from nothing and then you elevate it to this level of stardom and celebrity. Not everybody can cope with that. Some people get big heads, some people remain the same, some people just change attitudes and just the way in which. So just understand that there's a level of respect that's needed for both players. Understanding what you say goes out to the world. And darts is on a platform now where anything said or done, it's literally, I mean, we've seen Michael van Gerwen playing paddle the other day. It made news. Like, he's playing paddle. Like, that's the level that the sport is on now. So what you say, what you do in front of the stage, just premeditated at least. Just think about, if I win, what am I going to say when I'm interviewed? I know not a lot of players think that far, but do it, because the sport is at the point and it can almost hinder your future. And you don't want that to happen.
I want to pick your brain on Michael Smith, because I know that you've been through something similar, that he's trying to play through these injuries because obviously he's defending money all the time. Just missed out on the match play first time since 2013. What's it like in that situation, knowing that you've got an issue, you can't beat your best, but you still have to go and compete? It's
a dark, dark place. You have to be strong, number one. Number two is understand that you're dealing with something that you actually don't know how long it's going to heal, what's going to happen next. And I think that all of those uncertainties is the reason why he still continues to play. Because he knew that his wrist wasn't well, right? And he had the injury and he broke his wrist a couple of years ago, but he's been performing well. When your form takes a dip, injuries tend to come out. And I don't know why that happens, but when your form takes a dip, injuries come out. He's experiencing something now that he's probably not experienced in his entire career at this level, because he was, 2 years ago, he was number one seed, now he's out. And that's how quick the sport can change. And Michael Smith needs time out, but he can't take time out, because 2 years ago he was the man, and now he has to defend that. And if you can't defend that, you will find yourself in a lot of bother. The one thing I can say about Michael is he's an absolute talent. So I don't think that it's going to kind of be the end, or we hope it's not the end. But I do think that there has to be a bounce back. There has to be some sort of, and I'm sure that he's doing everything medically possible to make sure that he stays on tour. But the big thing is how bad is the injury? Nobody knows. Only he will know kind of how bad it is when he's throwing. And it shows glimpses of that he's going to return, but is his mind fragile now because his confidence has taken a knock? This will be a big thing, because it means he can't defend any money. He's not on the big stage. He's not been winning a lot of games. So you know that when that happens, it becomes a massive challenge for players to kind of claw their way up. But we do know that Michael Smith is synonymous with being a champion, winning games, and knowing what it's like to kind of come back. So I think that it's going to take a lot from him. It's going to be a new chapter when he returns, because generally players that are faced in a dark place is either you sink or swim, and we're going to need to see which one he does.
On this, we've seen a lot of players getting injured recently, whether that's repetitive strain or whatever. Should there be some kind of protection built in to the rankings and so on? Because injuries in other sports, and I know it's different, like team sport and everything like that, but there's still some kind of protection. In boxing, you're put into a champion in recess or whatever. Should there, or can there be some kind of system built in to protect players from injury, or is it just as simple as, no, get on with it?
No, you definitely can, and I'll give you the example. Arsenal had a load of injuries this last season, and Liverpool won the championship or the league, the Premier League, and they said that they never had any injuries. So regardless, you have to turn up and you have to perform. The thing that players now need to do is manage their time, because when you're at the very top, you are in demand to do many exhibitions, and the tour is quite harsh. And then you got World Series, and you got Premier League, and you got more events, and you got European tour. You're literally playing all the time. And many of these players have to take a break. If you look at basketball, players take a break. You look at tennis, players skip tournaments. When you're skipping those tournaments, you have to take care of your body. And I think that, number one, our diet isn't amazing as players, because you're playing long days, you eat poor food, so your conditioning is poor. So I think that education on that level is a big thing. But I think that managing your diary, managing your time, and just knowing that it's not all about right now, it's about the longevity of your game. So I don't think that in any way or form can you put somebody in recess or freeze their money, because it will mean that if I'm at the very top of my game and I don't go to, or I don't want to go, like you see Luke Littler doesn't go to the Europeans and all of those stuff, it's going to bite him at some point, because everybody's catching up and he's going to have to repeat a year in 2 years' time or a year and a half's time that he's having now. And I'm saying that you can't put that into recess, because it's the same thing. He could say that it's mental health. So there's a bit of kind of juggling that needs to happen. And I don't think that it's possible or capable in our sport. Players just have to manage themselves.
Well, you touched on diet and stuff like that. Mentality is changing. We've seen Gezi on a health kick and he looks fantastic. Michael has shifted a lot of timber. We see him playing paddle and so on, and I've known Michael a long time. I'd never thought I'd see the day where he'd put that out publicly and so on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's comfortable in himself. So players are now saying, hang on a minute, we have to change.
I think the sport is moving into that space. I mean, the players are now catapulted to stardom. The money's amazing in the PDC. You see it in the Motor Super Series as well. And you understand that longevity is what's going to make you a wealthy man within the sport. And if you can maintain your health, number one, and also maintain your form, you will be celebrated for a long time. And I think that everybody understands that now. And yeah, Gezi's always been one that kind of flutters. Joe, same thing. Ross Smith, he's also one that's always been on a health kind of kick with regards to maintaining. And I think it's just part of how you are and what kind of person you are. If you're the kind of get up and go to the gym, or you're the kind of get up and go to the fish shop. It depends on which one you are. And in reality, I mean, sometimes days take its toll, because people have different kind of, I'm going to say, jobs in a sense, because there's different responsibilities. So it makes it challenging. So it's all about you and how you manage your time. So I think that the sport now is moving into the right space. I think that you're going to see more players eating healthy, because there's a lot more options, there's a lot more opportunities, and a lot more companies want to get involved with darts. And I've seen some of the companies that are food companies that make sure that your calorie macros are sorted out and maintained. So I think it's a big part of what we're achieving in the sport, and long way to continue.
Match play on the horizon as we record this. This will go out before the match play. Look, we love the match play, but there are question marks around a lot of players heading there. We've seen MVG, Peter Wright, Luke Littler all skip everything before the match play, going there with no match practice under their belts. Is that a gamble?
I don't think so much, especially when you're a top player. You're always playing all the time. So I think that Peter Wright has done it multiple times. I think that Luke Littler doing it, playing the match for the second time now and not taking that match practice on. We know how good he can be. We know what he can do. I think Michael Van Gogh, and I don't know if it's early enough when he returns. Is it early enough? Has he done a lot of change mentally and everything that's gone on in the background? Has that taken a toll? The match play is a different thing, because it is a match play. It's a different format. You're not playing first to three where you can change your mentality when you're behind and all of those things. If there's momentum that's obtained and it moves forward with an opponent, then it's a challenging one to pull back. So yeah, match play is a different thing. I know that players will manage their time around match play, because they know exactly what is needed. They've had 6 months to compete. They'll know exactly where the game is, and if you're taking that time off, you know that your game's in a good space.
Dev, absolute pleasure catching up with you here, mate, with everything. We'll miss you. I say you've got an exhibition, so we'll let you get on, but thank you as always, my friend.
Cheers. Thanks a lot, Phil.